At this time, we're going to have a charge from one of the educators who is a member of our church. Here he is, Brother Jesse Lewis.
Good evening, everybody. I want to apologize in advance. This charge is for them, so I apologize if I don't look at you because I want to make sure I'm speaking directly to our participants. My charge to you is simply called Living Up to the Labels. This year, IBIS World, a researcher company, says that the packaging and label industry is going to make over $8 billion in revenue. Now, companies spend all this money, time, and research trying to find the correct packaging and labeling to sell their products. And why is that important? Well, this is why it's important. Now, on a really hot day, a plain old bottle of soda would probably be appealing to you. But if I put this bottle of soda on a shelf next to hundreds of other beverage options, you probably wouldn't even consider picking this up. You walk right by it because it has no appeal, it has no attraction at all. And so, labeling is important in the beverage industry and also in your lives. Labeling gives you definition, it gives you purpose, and it gives you a standard to live up to. Unfortunately, you're living in a world right now that's trying to remove labels. Nobody wants to be bound by or live up to the standards that are set by certain labels. But you've made a commitment over these past 18 months. You made a commitment to God, you made a commitment to your leaders, you made a commitment to each other, you made a commitment to your families, you've made commitments to yourselves. And so today, you've earned the right to be labeled no longer a boy, but a man. You've earned the right to be labeled no longer a girl, but a woman. You deserve to be called prince and princess. Embrace the label, because without it, you're nothing but a plain old bottle of soda. And we all know that that's not the case. Now, there will be some challenges that come with being labeled. As I said before, there are some expectations that come with being labeled. If I take this same old bottle of soda and I put that on it, your perception of it automatically changes. Any Pepsi drinkers in the building? Got some Pepsi drinkers in the building. This label has what is called brand equity. And simply put, what that means is Bishop knows that when he sees this label, he can expect a certain flavor and certain level of thirst-quenching excellence that's going to come from this label and what's in this bottle. And so, when he opens it up, he knows exactly what he's going to get out of it. And now that you've completed this process, there are certain people that are going to open you up, and they're going to expect a certain flavor and a certain level of thirst-quenching excellence that comes from your character. Your administrators and your teachers are going to expect that you bring a certain flavor to school. Your peers are going to open you up and expect that you bring a certain level of taste when they come to you for advice. At home, your parents are going to expect a certain level of responsibility and trustworthiness. On your jobs, your boss is going to expect a certain level of work ethic and excellence. Everywhere you go in this world, people are going to expect a certain level of excellence and moral excellence that comes from a young man and a young woman of God. I'll admit to you, there will be some pressure. It's going to be tough. And we all know what happens when a little pressure gets applied to some soda. You might explode. And what I think is the worst thing that could possibly happen, you taste it and it's flat. Because if it explodes, you can close the cap real quick, you can clean it up real quick, but you can still drink the rest of the soda. But if it's flat, it leaves a bad taste in your mouth. And you got to throw the whole thing out. So, there will be pressure, especially at the age you are right now, and many of you aspiring to go to college. There are going to be people, there are going to be situations that apply a lot of pressure on you to live up to your label. But you can be of good cheer because you have great ingredients. On the label, there's always a bunch of things. There's the logo and there's nutrition facts and things like that. But the most important thing, I think, is the ingredients, because the ingredients tell you what's inside of what's inside the bottle. Inside of this bottle is soda, but the ingredients tell you what's inside the soda. And you're always able to find them listed in order of capacity. So you have great ingredients. Over these 18 months, you've learned how to pray and worship. You've learned how to date and learned about sexual purity. Those are the ingredients that you have inside of you. You learned how to be healthy, not only physically, but also financially. You've learned table etiquette, which is many of your favorite class. And you learned many other life skills and social skills that are going to help you when things get pressurized and situations get tough. And above all those things, we hope and pray that you've learned how to develop your own personal relationship with Jesus Christ, so that you don't have to rely on your family, you don't have to rely on Bishop and Pastor Mary, you don't have to rely on Pastor Angel, but when those situations arise, you can rely on your own personal relationship with Christ. That ingredient inside of you, if you hold it and keep it at the highest capacity, no matter what happens to you, no matter what the situation, you'll never explode or be flat. And so, we congratulate you today, and we are looking forward to all the wonderful flavor that you're going to bring to your families, to our church, to our communities, and to our world. Thank you.